Okay, California, live on Maui. Okay, Maine, Missouri, on Oregon. Hello, hello, hello. All right, you guys, let me pull up my PowerPoint for this evening. Virginia in the house. I'll be going up that way in a couple days. North Carolina be going through that way in a couple days. Going through North Carolina. Okay. All right, you guys. Let me bring my chat down just in case somebody comes in and I don't miss them. All right, so this is Land and Soil Property Group, and I'm sure you've heard a little about this real estate company. We are the first real estate, royal estate in the de facto to actually transfer over on the land and soil. So that's why we do not do real estate, royal estate on the land and soil. So this company, again, is called Land and Soil Property Group, and I'm very, very, very excited about this transition. Now, this meeting tonight is for real estate agents as far as being converted. Now, I am aware that some are joining us tonight that are not real estate agents, but you may be a homeowner, you may be an investor, and you know about real estate. Okay, so this could absolutely be for you as well. So, our agenda tonight, first, I already said the welcome, okay? And for those that don't know, I go as I am Dr. Sherry on all social media, all right? But I actually started this journey in 2009. I started on the health side with my father when he had cancer. And when I had punched in natural living, I got a whole lot of information that came up, including how to be free as far as status correction. I did not pursue it at that time because I was so heavily on the health side, trying to understand that health aspect of really living from the soil, okay, and the land, and finding the herbs, to cure us. And as time went on, I became a secure party creditor, and I thought that was it, not knowing that was just a stepping stone, really in another arena, to be honest with you, because I was just trying to get those bills and all of that stuff in order. And I kept studying, kept, trying to understand and, opening up trust. I mean, I did all of that, all of that, all of it, all of it. So I can tell you, I did it all. I did it all. Okay. I got every program there was. I listened to every guru there was. You can go all the way back to Patrick Devine. I can go all the way back to 1933. I have done it all. Okay. And I finally decided to rest with the information I received from Anna Von Ritz. And hers was more logical. I could understand it a lot better. I didn't feel like she was trying to get over on me. I could really get the direction that they were trying to take us to complete this task of status correction. Now, others too, I had listened to. I believe, they were going down a similar path, but with some that I was listening to, you had to pay $2,000 and $3,000 for something that was, very, very minimum over where her side was. And so through time, I finally got an understanding of all of this. And through the blessing of just having knowledge of just different situations in my own life, I actually created a platform where I'm able to assist others now in coming to the soil, okay, coming to the land. And so this first aspect of actually bringing my business over is going to bless so many people. But in order to do that, people have to be taught, people have to be trained on how to get the word out. In addition to that, some of you may want to actually bring your own properties through this process of which I'm doing as we speak. Okay. And so who I am, my history, my understanding of all of this, all of the bumps in the road along the way, it has really been worth it because it has brought me to this point for such a time as this, and I've been able to be a beacon of light for a lot of people in a lot of serious situations, a lot of serious situations. And so that's my beginning. That's where we are now. But where do we go from here? And so I keep talking about education, education, education. I was a public school teacher. Okay, so education is really, really important to me. But when I got over into the real estate, I even became a real estate instructor. So even in that, understanding how um, uh, that real estate business and the concepts and how everything builds off of one aspect to another, to another, to another, and understanding where the root is in all of this, which is so important. And so tonight we're going to talk about one status correction. We have a status orientation every Friday for free. Okay. If you are not status corrected, you need to go through some type of orientation. You need to go through some type of understanding on what it is and why you're doing it. I'm not going to go through all of that tonight because this class is not about that. This class is simply about real estate agents and trying to convert you guys. But I will tell you, your first step is you have to become status corrected. And what that means is that you literally are just moving back to the state you were in when you were born. Nothing more, nothing less. You are moving back to where you were when you were born. That's it. Okay. We know that the birth certificate started a whole lot of, of a rippling fraudulent effect on our lives. And so I'm going to show you a little later on today where you can go and kind of get the ball rolling with that. But in order to do what I'm doing tonight, in order to participate in Land and Soil Property Group, in order to be able to do this for your own lives, you really need to be status corrected. Now, let me put my little disclaimer in here. I know that there are some that are already out there teaching this. Okay. I just want you to be very, very mindful that the ones that I know of that are teaching it are actually United States citizens. Okay. And if you are a United States citizen, you are considered a piece of property. Okay. So we want you to, first of all, move in your proper status, move in your proper capacity. Okay, moving your proper authority so you can really be able to bring forth your land patent. And believe it or not, only status corrected can actually have a land patent. And people don't know that legally. Okay. Even in the de facto system, using their court cases. Okay. We are the ones that can only own land. And so again, this is a concept, again, you're going to be taught. You're going to have to understand that. All right. So now, if you came to that first meeting, I told you guys that we were going to start to have quarterly sessions. Well, we have planned that. All right. We are going to begin our quarterly sessions. And I think it's the next slide. Let me see. No, it's not. Okay, so later on, I'm going to, show you the time that we're going to have the actual sessions, but we have broken it down into 5 weeks. All right. And even though the sessions are for 5 weeks straight, it's going to be every Saturday, starting at 10:45 a.m. to 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And we did it around that time, first on a Saturday, because most everybody's off. I know West Coast, you might have to get up a little early, okay, but not too early. 7:45 a.m. is not bad, okay. And trust me, you can just keep your video blank out. That's fine with us. We don't have to see you while you have the computer in the bed. But we're going to start those starting in December. Our last one will be the last week, and I'll give you the dates and everything shortly. But even though we're only doing 5 sessions, and not only because it's a lot of information, even though we're doing 5 sessions, We will stay with you. And I say we, me and Miss Ruth, the woman that has taught me, okay? We're going to stick with you all the way through your process. All right. We're not going to leave you. Okay. We're not going to say, oh, we got everything we want for you. We did our process. We're done. No, it's not about that. And I'm going to tell you why it's not about that with us. Because the more people that we can begin to help to get through this process, do you understand what's going to happen? I need for you to understand what's going to happen. Okay? We are going to begin to really change the entire trajectory of what's happening in real estate. First, we're going to be able to change people back to their proper authority, their proper status, okay, on the land. And in addition to that, we're going to move them into a position where they'll never have to have a worry about a mortgage or property taxes again. That's huge. That's huge. And let me just state this because somebody had asked me a question this week. They were like, "Well, have you seen anyone that has, gotten this?" Yes, I have. And Ms. Ruth has been doing this for over 15 years. Okay. And not only that, not only do I know people that have gotten their land patent that are living mortgage free, I know people that actually won in the courts, beating the corporations for their house because they were, again, they were actually basing it on a foundation of fraud. So that's why first you have to get your status corrected so you can understand the fraud on that level. And then there's another level of fraud that we have to teach you. So you'll have a full understanding on what's really going on. Now, can I tell you a little secret? Today on my YouTube, just go to I am Dr. Sherry on YouTube. I actually posted a little, I think it's a three, no, it's about a 6 or 7 minute clip on Anna, Justice Anna, breaking the real estate fraud down. Now, if you're in this group and you had an opportunity to listen to that, can you just put just a little bit in the chat on was it not the bomb.com? Did she not break it down in a couple minutes? Now we're gonna, of course, go more in depth, what she was talking about. So if you had to defend this, because everybody might not get their land patent just that easy. You may not. So getting the land patent and making the de facto behave, it could actually happen very simply for you, and you can go on with life, or they may fight it and say that they're going to try to take the property, and you're going to have to stand on your square and defend it. We're going to get you ready for that, just in case. I am a believer in having a plan A, plan B, and plan C. Okay. And the thing about it is that when you are a teacher, you prepare the student for battle. You prepare the student to make sure that they have on all of their armor, full armor, and ready just in case. All right. And so that's what we're going to do. Look at that. They said she broke it down. Yes, she did. All right. Okay. So now we know about the classes coming up. We know it's important to get your status corrected. And then we're going to show you different places where you can get that done. All right. Let's keep going. So now I want to kind of scratch the surface just a little bit, talking about the fraud. Now I told you can go to my YouTube and find that video there. And I think I put it on my TikTok too. Anyway, I told you I am Dr. Sherry everywhere. Okay. So no matter where you go, but I think I put the fraud on the Facebook, the YouTube, and the TikTok. All right. And now let me show you this. And it didn't take long for me to find it using the de facto. And that's one thing, you guys, you got to understand. They don't hide anything from you. I want you to clearly understand this. They never hide it from you. And the thing about it is that, you can't really, when you're lying, it's really hard to keep trying to cover up the lie because it's going to become a point where you're just going to get all tangled up. All right. So this is from an actual attorney, okay, in the de facto, a real estate attorney. And someone asked the question, why does my deed look like I bought I bought a house for $10. There is a clause on all of the deeds that states you have exchanged a value for $10. Okay. And if you have your warranty deed, just pull it up. You'll see the clause that's right there. Okay. It's always right towards the beginning. I'll see if I can pull one up too. But I wanted to read what he says. As a closing attorney, I get asked this question all the time. So let's clear up this mystery. To start with, here is the magic language, or very similar to how it is in your area. That for and in consideration of $10, cash in hand paid, and other good and valuable considerations, the receipt and sufficiency of which are hereby acknowledged, the grantor has bargained and sold, and does hereby bargain, sell, convey, and confirm unto the grantee the following described real estate. Now, I want you, if you have ownership of a piece of property, land, or a home, I want you to find your warranty deed or the deed that you have, okay, because it could be a different deed. And I want you to find this language. Now, at your closing, okay, at your closing, I want you to put your answer in chat for me. At your closing, did anybody give you $10 if you were selling? Or did you pay $10 at your closing for those that own property, land, or homes? Did someone give you an actual $10 or did you give someone $10? Okay, I got one no. Let me see. Anybody else? No, that's two no's, three no's. Nope, never, no. Okay, do you all know right there you have broken the law? You broke the contract because the contract says cash in hand paid. Does it not say that? That's what it says. It says $10 cash in hand paid. Okay? Just repent. So already I want you to see the lie. When you begin to understand the lies, the blinders are going to come off and your mind is going to be blown on a daily basis. All right? And let's keep going. Now, you know what? Let me keep going out because I'm getting ahead of myself because this attorney just blew it. He literally just blew it. And now you're going to see why I say it's good if you have some type of real estate foundation because this is going to be easy for you on our side to bring forth that land patent. Okay. There was money received out of the closing. Absolutely. There was money, but wait a minute. But they didn't wait. Let me just deal with that for a minute. Let's just say your house was $500,000. Did somebody bring a suitcase in that was $500,000? It was all what? Put it in chat. It was all what? Nobody actually brought in fiat money. Okay. Everything was done digits on a screen. There you go. Paper, right? Paper. And so we're going to deal with this in just a second. Let me keep going there. Let me keep going with this. What's his attorney's name? Let me keep going with Attorney McGuire. Okay. So does this sound familiar? Anyone who has ever bought or sold a home may have seen this or similar language written on the deed and question why it is there. To start, and I'm not going to read this whole thing because it's going to get to a part that we don't even need to go on any further, okay? To start, let's address the fact that in a real estate transaction, there are two different things taking place to complete the sale. There is the purchase and sale agreement, which is the contract. Remember, when you're in the de facto, everything is about a contract, okay? Which is the contract by which two parties agree to the purchase/sale of a piece of land or property. And very important, Also the deed, usually a warranty deed, which is the actual sale document. Now, listen, you got to hear what we just said. There is a purchase and sales agreement. That is the document that the real estate agent generally puts your offer on. The offer is accepted. That's when the closing date is on there, how much you agree to pay for the house. It's all fluff. It doesn't even matter about the purchase and sales agreement. He literally just said that. Okay. But what does matter is a warranty deed, which is this is his word. I need you to hear what I'm saying now. This is his word. He said, which is the what? What's the key word here that I just underlined? Which is the what? Please find out what I'm saying here. Which is the what? It wasn't even about the purchase and sale document, contract, but the warranty deed is the what? Please, somebody put it in chat. Make my day. Look at the words that I just actual. Come through, Felita. Actual sale document. The document that has the $10 cash value on it. Do you see that? The actual document. The actual sale document is the warranty deed with that $10 statement on it. Let's keep going. Oh, it's just getting good now. Okay. The purchase and sale agreement outlines the agreement between the buyer and seller, but it does not have the what? Authority to transfer ownership of the property. That is where the deed comes into play. So you got to be asking yourself, wait a minute, this purchase and sale document that has how much I'm going to pay for the house, when we're going to close on the house, the down payment for the house, my due diligence period, everything court related is in this purchase and sales agreement slash contract, but it doesn't have anything to do with the transfer of the ownership. No, it doesn't. Let's keep going. In order for any contract to be deemed valid, some consideration or something of value must be exchanged. Let me stop there. We got a purchase and sales agreement, purchase and sales contract, whatever you want to call it, and we have a warranty deed, right? The purchase and sales contract, which is the contract that is pretty much used in court cases, used for everything at that closing. You can't do anything without that document. Is not no value, even though it has on there that this house could have been worth 200,000 or $500,000 or $1 million or $2 million. It has no value. It has no value. There are 3 legal requirements that must be met in order to prove consideration. That's huge here. We're talking about in order to prove consideration. What's the first one? Both parties must make a promise, perform an act, or forbear, refrain from doing something. Let me read that again. First, both parties must make a promise, perform an act, or forbear, refrain from doing something. Second requirement. The second requirement is that each party's promise, act, or forbearance must be in exchange for a returned promise, act, or forbearance. And finally, the third thing, the thing that each party exchanges, this is huge here, must have legal value or have value in the eyes of the law, meaning a value can be assigned to it if needed. Let me stop there. All right, let me see what Melissa's saying. Fiat money, digits on the screen have no value. Who wants to talk here? Raise your hand if you want to talk. Who wants to talk? Does anybody want to talk to me? Anybody? Y'all not raise your hand. Just put your hand if you want to talk. We need somebody talking now. I need a comment. I need to know what you're feeling. Because now we understand that fiat, the digits on the screen, all of that has no value. The 200,000, 300,000, whatever you pay, it has no value. None. Money means nothing. It's no value. So when they're talking about the $10, they're talking about $10 of gold or silver backed lawful money. That's why they put it only has to be $10 in there. So if you literally had a closing and you bought them $10, 10 silver dollars, you would have been able, you would have owned the house. You would have owned the land. Legally, lawfully, legally in their system, lawfully in God's system, you would have owned the land. Is it anybody got a statement, question, comment? Are y'all good? Or give me a thumbs up so I know where you all are. This is awesome. Okay. All right. So let me come out of this for a minute. Let's go back. And let's talk about this now. This is the beginning of understanding what we have to do. This is I'm literally just scratching the surface with this. We're doing that. Okay, literally, we're just like just scratching a little bit because now we have to be able to take this knowledge that we're going to continue to build off of, okay? And we got to actually put everything into action now. This literally just scratches the surface. So let's keep going. Let me move back to our screen. Let me see. All right, so we talked about the fraud. We scratched the surface a little bit. We know the documents where the fraud is, okay? We know where we're talking about real estate, what is and what isn't, what's true and what's not true, okay? So now let's talk about the land patent class. So it's going to begin December 28th, 2024. In this class, we are going to dive deep, you guys. We are diving deep. Okay. So it begins December 28th. We want to end January 25th, 2025. I already gave you the times 10:45 a.m. to 12 p.m. Cost is $750. Now, I don't care where you go out there, you are not going to get anything near what we're doing for 3 digits. Everybody is charging $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, and they're not even giving you near of the understanding that you have to have. Okay, so Ms. Ruth and I both will be coming together to take everybody through this process. 5 class periods for the time that we're doing, and sticking with you until the end is nothing considering the time that her and I both are putting forth with this. And we didn't want to make it high. We wanted to keep it reasonable, okay? But we wanted to make it enough, okay, so people would know we're serious, but we're not that serious to the point that we want to break the bank. But a lot of time is going to go into this, and that's why we can only have 25 students, okay? We can only have 25 students. Now, what does this mean for those that's trying to do the real estate with this? If you're trying to actually turn this into a career, if you're really trying to come over and actually start helping people get their land patents, we are going to set it up similar to a real estate company where you begin to get commissions on doing this. But in order to do that, you have to go through the class. Now, when I went to go get my broker's license, and this is in all 3 states, I got to have my broker's license in Georgia, Florida, and Alabama. In all of those states, they made me take the sales class all over again, even though I was an agent. Okay, I had to take the class all over again. And so this is going to be the same setup. How in the world are you able to go out and make commissions off of helping people do this if you haven't gone through the class yourself? So if you have a home or a piece of property, You need to do this yourself first so you'll know the bumps in the road. I am doing the same thing with two pieces of property. I think I told you guys one of my property I had lost during the divorce. I rescinded that marriage license, rescinded that marriage contract. Okay. I rescinded the quit claim. I rescinded everything to get my name back on that house to bring forth that land patent so I can have the higher title, okay, the higher ownership, the higher claim on that piece of property. And I also own 3 acres of land in another area that I'm going to be taking that through. My land was actually in an LLC. I had an investment LLC. And for those that know my story, I dissolved 6 businesses, restaurants, real estate companies, real estate and everything. I dissolved everything when I realized this was fraud. And so now what I do is I literally help people transition their businesses to the land so they can start making a living. Now we know that for those that are status corrected, we get monthly deposits in our global family bank account. That restitutions are coming real soon. We're going to have so many credits that we could literally begin to help a community. That's just how many credits we're going to get back. Okay. And when I talk about credit, we are the money. We are the money. We are their credit. Okay. So what they do is they take, excuse me, we are our credit that they take from us. They take our credit and they turn it into debt. They can't do anything without that signature. That's why it's important that you begin to learn how to restrict your signature. Okay. So all of this, for those that are coming in here new and you have no idea what I'm talking about, you have to begin to take the time to learn. All right. So let me see. I think I have a question in the chat. Uh, why do the mortgage company sell our loan 2 or 3 times? Mine was sold at least for, because every time you do that signature, and it's not just the mortgage companies, car loans do it too. Sometimes credit card companies, loan companies, student loans do it. Every time you don't restrict your autograph, okay, autograph signature is de facto autograph. Every time you don't restrict it, they're able to use it over and over and over and over again and get paid at that federal window. So let's just say, for instance, you have a mortgage and you get the mortgage, your mortgage is $500,000. Well, they're getting 10 times that amount. They're not getting $500,000. Okay. They're getting like 500 million on that one. And they keep passing it around when it's not restricted. They keep selling it and doing the same process over and over and over again. And that's why you have to learn. Okay. All right, that's why we have to learn. So you can email your reserve spot to info@landandsoilpropertygroup.com, or the website is landandsoilpropertygroup.com as well. All right, let's keep going. We're almost finished, and then I'm gonna open it up for questions. Now, for those that need your status corrected and then you want to do it yourself, you're kind of like a self-starter, please go to www.casa.americanstatenationals.org. I want you to go to the top to go to the important information and go to chart your course. Okay. Now, I actually do a segment on YouTube called We Assemble Too, where I teach you about how the assemblies are formed. And I also do another one called the Private Life Show, where I teach you what it is to be private. I use my own life, showing you some of the hiccups I've had to have. And I do everything in little small little segments. Okay. But that is going to help you as well. When do we need to sign up by? The first 25. And if you can start whenever you want, but we'll let you know where our counts are right now. Right now, we just released this information. I think we're only at 6 people. So I mean, we're looking good right now. Okay. But I'm sure over time it's going to get closer and closer. Now, status correction orientation. Every Friday, I do a status correction orientation where you can ask me questions. Okay. It's very thorough. Where I take you from the birth certificate and I bring you all the way forward. I teach you the fraud. I actually go back further than that because we actually start with the dead baby scam, and we start with even some of the scriptures in the Bible that shows us our authority. That the fact, though, has verified by making a proclamation of the Bible being considered a factual document. So we go through all of that. It takes about an hour for me to kind of, go back and bring you forward. And so that's every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you'll just take down that meeting ID, the 876-815-9695. Take that down, and there's no password. Okay. Now, if you want to actually come into a school, I told you we have everything that anybody needs. I actually have a school where I not just teach you about status correction. We go deep. We deal with your bills. We deal with your court cases. We deal with traffic court, child custody. We deal with every aspect of your life. We even teach you how to become private by starting to break those contracts, marriage license. I mean, it's so much information in there. It will blow your mind. That is the link if you want to go into the school. Now, the school is next level, okay? Because we're literally walking with you through your life, and we keep you abreast of what's happening for American State Nationals at the federation level. Okay, we're in both spaces, very very hard. We're in the de facto teaching you how to listen, get them, okay, at every turn that you can. All right, and then we're also, teaching that status correction and making sure you are being steady on the land with literally changing your life over. All right. So you don't have to do it by yourself. You're with someone to do it. Okay. The school is $27 a month, but you'll see if you go to look at some of the testimonials, they say it is a lot cheaper. It's a lot cheaper than what all the information that you receive. Trust me. And we keep it cheap purposely because we're not trying to break the bank, but at the same time, they charge us every month. So we need to just get a little bit from everybody, but the information is worth it. So again, you have to decide what the best route is for you. Everybody's plan is going to be different, okay? And that's fine. Okay. Like I said before, some people are self-starters. You can do it by yourself. We have, we have pieces in place for everybody who may be in need. Okay. But the big thing is if you're not status corrected, you need to be status corrected. In order to be into the class, I have to see that you are in the process at least of being status corrected because some people, yes, you can learn this as a United States citizen. Is it much harder? Absolutely, and it's much riskier. Okay, because you know that a United States citizen is considered a piece of property. All right. So we want to make sure that we're putting in you in your proper capacity, your proper authority, your proper status. So when you bring forth that land patent, you have nothing to worry about. All right. All right. At this time, that ends my presentation for tonight. We will have I may have another meeting like this for agents. I haven't decided yet because now we're coming up on holidays and we got that course that's coming up in December. But I think I may do another one in between the 28th and now. So if you register for this, you'll get the information when we'll do this again. Do I have any questions, comments, or thoughts? If you don't know, you go down to reactions to raise your hand. Do I need to change my signature? What do you mean change? Well, remember, we don't do signatures. You'll be getting an autograph. We do autographs. And yes, everybody needs to learn how to change your signature and write that autograph. And if you're in a school, we actually have shown you, and there's so many videos out there on YouTube about autographing. I mean, that information is out there everywhere. But yes, you need to learn how to restrict your signature for sure. So they can't keep cashing in. Oh, it will be very, very helpful. We're excited. We're excited to get started. Can you imagine when this starts multiplying? Can y'all imagine what's about to happen? I'm just like, ooh. Can you imagine not ever having to worry about paying a debt again? Can you imagine what is about to take place here? I mean, this is huge. And there are people that are living like this. It's just that they're undercover. They're in peace. They're in peace. So they're like, bye, I'm done. And just like me, I'm in peace with a lot of my bills. I mean, if you know my testimony, you know I didn't pay. When I had luxury apartments, I wasn't paying that. I just had T-Mobile on the phone, and the lady begged me if I would pay just $10, and I have receipts for that and the witness of the phone call. When you start to learn how to talk this stuff, you put those corporations in their place. I told you guys, or those that don't know, I got a loan, purposely got a loan in the beginning of 2024 in January, just to see if I could take it through the process of them suing me. They sued me. The loan was only $3,000. And what I did was I countersued them and I transferred it to federal court, $75,000. So I'm telling you, there's a way to get in position to even make some money from them because for the United States versus Throckmorton says fraud vitiates everything. So if you can find just a smither of fraud, it knocks everything else out. And everything is fraud. It's all fraud. All right. You just have to know how to articulate it. Okay. You are so welcome. All right, you guys, any more questions? Anybody have anything they want to say? If not, I'm going to end for tonight. We are definitely making good time with this 45-minute call. Anything? Going once? Going twice? You are so welcome. All right, you guys. We're gonna mute everybody and you can say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Right, thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good
All right.
night, everybody.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. Bye.